All right, so in this part of the course, I'm gonna be showing y'all how to go about doing a lot of different dumbbell variations, because I know a lot of my clients basically just have dumbbells in their home apartment gyms, and then a lot of beginners. I mean, regardless of where you are, this is gonna be very valuable for you. So we're gonna go through some upper body, some lower body, just kind of full body dumbbell usage with a bench press, without a bench press. So make sure that you stick through, watch all this course, get all this knowledge. Make sure that you save and bookmark this webpage, and make sure that you save the playlist, all right? Take notes, let's get it, baby. All right, so first we're gonna start off with the chest press, right? The chest dumbbell bench press, right? So if you're a beginner, you're gonna start off really light. You just wanna get used to the motion. Of course, you definitely wanna master your body weight foundations first with push-ups, pike push-ups, and so forth. If you can't do more than 15, 20 push-ups straight for 3 sets, start there, baby. You know, push-ups are foundation, are a staple, but start getting into this dumbbell bench. I'm gonna start with some 15s. So when you're setting up into the bench, you wanna make sure that your butt is at the end, right? When you sit down into the bench, you don't want your back to be flat. You wanna actually make sure that your scapula is retracted and your chest is poking out, all right? So again, you don't wanna be flat here on the bench. Make sure that you keep the dumbbells here at a vertical hold, right? You're gonna squeeze your scapula back. You're gonna kick one leg up. You're gonna pretty much rest it right here. Kick next leg up, you're gonna rest right here. Bring your elbows out, press, all right? Start off nice, slow, and controlled, just to get the movement down, get used to the dumbbells at first. It's gonna feel a little bit weird if you're new to this. So just practice controlling the movement, all right? When you're doing this, you wanna be conscious of your elbows. You don't wanna flare your elbows so that it's coming at a 90-degree angle. Think about bringing your elbows slightly down to your side, right? Not all the way down to your side, but slightly down to your side instead of flared back. All right, I'm gonna switch up the angles. From the back angle, you're gonna be sitting here, right? We're gonna sit back. You're gonna kick, make sure that back is retracted. You're gonna push up, your scapula is squeezed back, right? And from here, you do not wanna flare your elbows so that it comes out at a 90-degree angle, because this is putting too much pressure onto your shoulder joint, right? So instead of being out here with it, right, with your elbow back here, you want your elbow to be right here, right, with a slight tuck, right, slight tuck. So if you're on a barbell bench press, the analogy that is often used in the fitness community is bending the bar. You want to think about bending the bar so that you're coming down here and pressing rather than coming down here, chicken wing, right? You're not a chicken, all right? So you're gonna come here, grab the weight, boom. You're gonna come down, up. You're gonna go, first set is always about 20 reps, so it's gonna be very light. And then each set after that, you're gonna increase the weight. So if you do 20 with the 15, next I would go up to about, depending on where you are in your journey, 20 to 25 pounds. You're gonna aim for 10 to 15, and then you're gonna continue to increase the weight between 3 to 7 sets, right? If you're a beginner, 3 sets, you're probably gonna start feeling fatigued. Once you're more advanced, you're gonna increase the load, right? That's progressive overload, making sure that you're progressing every single week, every single month. You shouldn't still be doing 3 sets at month 2, right? If you are, you're using a completely different weight, right? You're using heavier weight, you're doing more reps, and so forth. But first set is always a warm-up set. It doesn't even really count as a set, because it's just your warm-up set. Every single workout, you always start with a warm-up set, all right? And then you're gonna, like I said, you're gonna increase the weight and then drop the rep range. So as you increase this weight, so say you go 15, 25, 35, 45, 60, right? That's an example of something like I would do, right? I would gradually go up like that until I reach about 65 pounds. Well, I'm capping, I'll probably go up to like 90, stop playing with me. But about 60, like a rep range where between 6 and 8 is hard, right? That's on your volume days. You wanna go from 6 to 10. If you wanna test your strength, if you're feeling strong, it's okay to do reps for 2 to 3. So if you do a heavy weight, you're like, man, I'm feeling strong today, I'm gonna push myself. Feel free to go up once you're developed that foundation, right? If you wanna go up to like, 50, 60, 80, 90, depending on where you are, and do 2, 3, 4 reps, right? For 2 sets, test out your strength and get you stronger. After that, you're gonna drop set and you're gonna burn out with more volume, right? So say you do your top set, You're at 45, right? You're doing 45, so like, boom, I just ate that for 10. All right, bet, I'm finna go up to 60, right? You're gonna try that for like 5, or maybe 5 is too heavy, so you do like 3, right? You do 3. After that, you're gonna drop back down to like 30 pounds, and you're gonna rep out. You're gonna get that volume in, all right? I hope that makes sense. I hope that helps. I'm gonna go through this one more time just to make sure that you understand it. So boom, you're at the end of the bench here. There's another way you can do it where you lay down and kick back at the same time. Boom, right? That's another way to do it. So you can lay back and then kick, right? Or you can have it on your elbows and then kick back at the same time. Have it here, press. Right? Down, press. 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 Right? Not flaring out back here, right? Too much pressure on your joints. You want to keep it here. Okay? That was a flat dumbbell bench, right? That's flat dumbbell bench. That's going to hit the middle of your chest, right? As we move into incline, we're starting to press more vertically, but we're still sitting back. That's going to hit the top of your chest, right? Very similar to doing a decline push-up like this, right? So that would be equivalent. Flat dumbbell bench, that's going to hit the middle of your chest, right? As we move into incline, we're starting to press more vertically, but we're still sitting back. That's going to hit the top of your chest, right? Very similar to doing a decline push-up like this, right? So that would be equivalent of coming here. It's hitting the top of your chest, right? Because you're pushing more at a vertical stance, right? More at a vertical press rather than a flat press. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna move your bench up. About right there. All right, so now we're gonna be doing a incline press. This is gonna hit the top of your chest, and this is a foundation for a nice chest. Honestly, you wanna typically work up on your chest and then work down. So you're gonna start off with decline, start off with incline, flat, and then some decline. If you go flat and then incline, it's cool, mix it up, right? So again, you're gonna have the dumbbells here on your knees. You're gonna kick up 1, 2. You're gonna lay back on the bench. You don't want your back flat on the bench again, right? Act like there's a pencil or a pin that's in between your shoulder blades. So you wanna squeeze, right? So now my chest is sticking out nice and big. We're gonna press. Okay, again, move the camera. Again, you don't want your elbows to be flaring back like this, right? Too much pressure on the shoulder joint right here, right? You don't want them to flare back like this. Instead, you want your elbows to be tucked, right? Tucked, not flare, tucked. Boom, right? Back, squeeze nice and back. You're coming down, up, right? You want to practice full range of motion going down nice and deep, pressing up. This is why your shoulder and chest mobility and warm-ups are very, very important. Make sure you check out the other videos in terms of your chest and shoulder mobility so that you're able to come all the way down full range of motion and up rather than just coming here and here, right? Because when you're going all the way down and all the way up, that's putting a further stretch onto your chest so that your chest is being worked more. If you're just coming here 90 degrees up, 90 degrees up, that's hitting mostly your tricep, right? Because you're not getting that full chest stretch. So make sure that your first set with the lightweight, just bounce a little bit. Let it sit down nice and deep for a bit, maybe 5 pounds, 10 pounds, 15 pounds, depending where you are in your journey. For me, this is just a stretch. So I'll always, in between sets, before sets, just kind of sit in that deep motion before I increase the weight. And that's why you always want to start off with a super light weight, just so that your muscles and ligaments can get warmed up. All right, just to show you that shoulder, squeezing of the shoulder. So you don't want to be flat like this. Your spine should not be touching. Instead, you want to squeeze, sit back, chest nice and big, elbows not here. Instead, your elbows are here, and you're pressing up. When you get to the top, make sure that you squeeze. You're not clicking the weights. So you're controlling it down, up. You're not clicking, controlling it down, explode, controlling it down, explode, right? Or if you're just warming up, you can rep it out here. That is gonna be the incline bench press tutorial. Hope that helps. Next, we're gonna move this bench up and do a shoulder press. Okay, so now we've moved this mechanism here from an incline press, right? Because this is still using your chest because of the fact that you're slightly still back. So us moving it fully vertically up is gonna be a shoulder press, all right? So again here, you're gonna wanna start off light, always start off light. Get your muscles and your ligaments warmed up, even if you've already done pike push-ups and warm-ups. Every set, always for the rest of your life, it's gonna be 20 reps, light as fuck, just to get everything moving, baby, all right? So again, you have the weight here on your knees, you're gonna kick up, 1, 2, press, okay? And again, you don't wanna flare your elbows out like this. Instead, you wanna have your elbows coming slightly forward, right? Up, slightly forward. Up, slightly forward. Not here, not like this, right? And if you have trouble, if you can't push the dumbbells vertically up so it's aligned with your ears, if you're like in front of you like this, that means that your shoulder mobility is lacking. So if you cannot hold your arms up vertically like this and you're like this, that means that your shoulders are lacking mobility. You're gonna wanna make sure that you unlock that, because that's gonna be very crucial to your performance overall and your injury risk, all right? So that, again, you can check out the shoulder mobility in the warm-ups. So just to show you a quick thing, so you can come here, just practice warming up here. Boom, boom. You can do this on a wall as well. I have a tutorial on this where you try to keep your wrist and your elbows against the wall. You're gonna come here, right? But if your shoulders are so tight where your dumbbell press, instead of looking like this, it looks like this, because you can't get your hands all the way up, you're lacking range of motion in your shoulder, and you need to address that, all right? I'm gonna show you a second variation of a shoulder press. So right now we're doing a standard shoulder press, right? And this is a compound movement, so you wanna use the same rules in terms of working up each set for this workout as well, because it's a compound movement, so you want to progressively overload to get stronger, right? Versus an isolation movement such as lateral raises, it's not super important to go really heavy, it's more about keeping that contraction onto the muscle, right? Because it's an isolation workout, which is going to target that one muscle group, which is your shoulder, versus this press is activating my triceps and my shoulders. Right? So that's going to be a compound exercise. I have more strength with that. So this is the first variation of just a normal shoulder press. Boom. And you're not clicking them together at the top. I'm going to show you a front view kick. Come here, you're gonna kick up, 2, bring it open, boom, right? You're not clicking it at the top. You're gonna come here, 2. Keep it nice and controlled. Don't just be like, control it, feel the burn. Don't be afraid to push yourself, right? Increase the weight each set and, have fun with it. Second variation of the shoulder press is going to be the Arnold press. So instead of keeping your palms faced forward like this, you're going to come here, you're going to rotate so that the back of your palms are facing, and then you're going to rotate up as you go where your palms are now facing forward. So again, it's here. This is going to hit more of that front deltoid, right? That front shoulder. All right, so we're gonna come here. Now I would go heavier than this. This is only 15s. I go 35, 40. I'm just showing y'all for example. If you're a beginner, definitely start off 10, 15, and then work your way up. Test yourself. Listen, You won't go wrong with dumbbells, testing your strength. If you know that you can do 8 to 10, go up 5 to 10 pounds and do 5 to 7, right? Do 3 to 4, it's all right. As long as you're warmed up and you've progressively overloaded and you're comfortable in the movement, right? Cool. All right, next workout's gonna be lateral raise. Stay tuned for that. Shoulder day staple, you're gonna do lateral raises. This is something that you're gonna do to isolate that shoulder cap, really get those 3D shoulders going crazy. You're usually gonna do this after you do your compound press, or you can even do it before on your volume days, your hypertrophy days, to really get your shoulders activated, and then you do your shoulder press. You're not gonna be able to go as heavy, but your shoulders are gonna burn a lot faster because of the fact that you've pre-activated your muscles. So pre-activation is something that you can use to really get the most burn out of that muscle group. For example, when I do leg day, my quads struggle, you know? I'm more of a glute dominant leg person, right? So what I do is I activate my quads first before I get into leg day with quad extensions, with lunges, and you know, things like that. And then I'll go into my squats, close stand squats. That's gonna hit my quads. For example, for girls, for guys, if you wanna get your booty, right? You wanna get your glutes activated. A lot of people cannot get their glutes activated because the fact that you haven't used glutes in so long. You know what I'm saying? Like sitting down all day, you're walking. I mean, walking, you're using them, but you're not actually isolating them. So a lot of times you'll see people use bands, right? Bands to pre-activate the glutes before you get into your squats, before you get into your deadlifts, before you get into your lunges. Therefore, when you're getting into these movements, your glutes are fired up and activated, so you're making sure that they're being utilized. This is the power of pre-activation. Pre-activation is a superpower, so don't sleep on it. Even on chest days, my volume chest days, I'll do my chest flies, I'll do my cable flies, I'll do some flies to get my chest juiced up and pumped, and then I'll do some push-ups and chest press, and my shit will just burn a lot faster, all right? So that's the key for pre-activation, but most of the time you're gonna do these workouts, a lot of times you're gonna do these isolation workouts after you've done your compound press. So this best of both worlds, right? On your strength days, typically, if you wanna go heavy, if you don't want your shit to be burning straight out of the gate, then you're gonna save these isolation workouts for after you've done your compound press, all right? I hope this isn't too confusing. So for example, say that, you know, I'll just go up and show y'all big dogs. So for example, right, we'll go shoulder press, right? We'll do this for like 10, 15, or we'll go 20, 15, 12, 12, 10, 8, right? So you're increasing the weight and dropping the reps each set. And then after you're finished with that, you're gonna drop that, boom. You're gonna go to lateral raises, you're gonna go lighten the weight, you're gonna raise. So for this, technique is very, very important, right? You wanna make sure that your elbow is the highest point, right? So the way I like to think about it is act like you're a puppet, right? And there's strings on your elbows. Your elbows are leading. The hands are just holding the weights, but it's your elbows that's actually flying, right? So yeah, that's the way I like to think about it. Another way that you can do it is actually just hold the weight right here and then bring your elbows up. I don't like that as much, honestly. So for me, come here, slight bend to the elbows, not fully locked out. This is one way you can do it. It's fully lock it out. If you're a beginner and you're like, fuck, I don't know exactly how he's doing that, lock out your elbows and just side lateral. This is a great place to start, but I like to have a slight bend to my elbows, and then I'm gonna be throwing it, instead of straight to the side, slight bend to the elbow, and I'm gonna throw it up, right? Throw it up in front of me, but also make sure that my elbow is the leading factor. So it's like boom, 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 boom. And it's gonna take practice. It's probably look a little funny, feel a little funny for a little while, but the more you practice it, the better it's gonna get, all right? So again, so we're gonna come here, boom, 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 boom. And then just to show you all the other variations, you got this, boom. There's also a machine that does this exact same thing. The machine has little pads right here on the elbows, and you're basically just pushing it up on the machine. That's a great way to do it as well. Or you can lock out, come straight to the side. all right? So that's gonna be a shoulder isolation. That's gonna be the side lateral raise. You also have the front lateral raise that's gonna hit the front delt. So similar, more simple, just gonna bring it in front of you. Boom, boom. And again, it's not about going heavy. I would honestly go lighter with these right now. You wanna control it. You're not swinging it, right? You're controlling it. You can also alternate. So doing them at the same time is gonna be harder. You can also alternate. 1, 2, 1, 2. That makes it a little bit easier because while this one's coming up, this one's resting. While this one is coming up, this one's resting, right? If you do it at the same time, you never get a break. So it's harder, all right? So another version of a shoulder exercise that you can do are gonna be overhead press. So instead of sitting down for shoulders and doing the press, you can stand up, right? Nice and strong, keep your core nice and strong and tight. Same exact form, but you're standing up, all right? So for example, grab the dumbbells. Grab the dumbbells, you're gonna curl them up. You're gonna be here. Right? Elbows are not flaring, slightly to the front. Core nice and strong. Controlling. After you do that, drop down to a lighter weight. Get to the isolation. Lateral raises. Right? Elbows, highest point. So you come in here. Boom. Elbows. Look at the elbows, right? You can also, if you're a beginner, you're like that, it's kind of funky for me, you can just come straight out to the side, fly like a bird. Fly like a bird, right? And then you got the front, finish off with the front. And yeah, that's it for shoulders. So you can do the same workouts that you do sitting, standing up as well. All right, I'm gonna be showing you some tricep exercises that you can do with the dumbbell. So we're gonna start off with the overhead tricep press. Right, so you're gonna be holding the dumbbell here, and you're gonna press up, right? With this, you don't want your elbows to be flared out here, pressing like this, right? You want your elbows in here, you wanna come up like this. All right, so for example, we're gonna start off 15. Make sure that you safely get the weight above your head. You're gonna come here, extend, here, extend, here, extend. Okay, front view. Again, your elbows aren't out here. You're not pressing like this, but instead you're bringing your elbows in like this. And with this, you're gonna aim for 10 to 15 reps, moderate weight. As you get stronger and you get more comfortable, you can push yourself to like a 7 to 10. This is an isolation tricep workout. So it's not really about going super heavy, more about just really getting that burn. Before you do this, you want to do your compound close grip press because that's how you really get the triceps going crazy. So dips, close grip push-ups, close grip bench press, close grip chest press. Anything close grip as a press is going to hit that tricep. Then you're going to do an isolation tricep workout to burn it out, right? Whether that be cables, whether that be overhead dumbbell, whether that be tricep kickback, ropes, push down with the bar. Do it after you do your close grip press. That's how you get the triceps going crazy. Another tricep workout that I want to show you is going to be the tricep kickback. This is going to be absolutely fire for developing your triceps. I like to do this after I do my close grip push-ups, close grip bench press, close grip press. Anything close grip as a press, gonna make your triceps go crazy. You're gonna do that compound press before, then you're gonna finish out with a nice light but super good form tricep kickback. So again, your elbow is the highest point and you're gonna kick back, right? You don't want any movement besides the weight movement. So you don't wanna be swinging like this. You don't want to be doing all that. You want to be straight, tight, elbows straight to your side, elbows the highest point on your body, bent over holding something. You're going to kick back, you're going to squeeze it for a couple seconds, down nice and slow, kick back, Down nice and slow. Kick back. You're gonna aim to do this between 10 and 20 times. Just make that shit burn. You can also give it a little rotation. So instead of it keeping straight, you can give it a little rotation. That's a good tip to do for the triceps. Now we're gonna go over a few different variations of bicep curls, right? Get that bicep going crazy. So you got two variations. You got hammer curls, like this, right? Where your knuckles are gonna be facing vertically, right? Hammer curls. And then you've got supinated curls. It's gonna hit more of that inner bicep versus the hammer curl is gonna hit more of that outer bicep, right? You're gonna be stronger doing hammer curls than you are with supinated curls, but they're both very important, all right? So supinated curls, you can do it simultaneously at the same time. So you can come here, make sure that your elbows are not rocking, right? You're not rocking like this. Your elbows are in place, they're not moving. You're controlling it up at the top. So try to jam your elbows into your sides and keep them from moving. You can practice doing this on a wall to really help with your strict form. You'll see a lot of guys at the gym going heavy, but they're going like this. Right? You're not getting that full extension of the bicep, right? You want to get that full extension, up, full extension, up, elbows jammed in, right? Hammer curl, now it's vertical, same thing, all the way down, up, all the way down, up, all the way down, up. Like I said, you can practice this on a wall, so if I was to do it on the wall here, my elbows are touching the wall, and I'm here, right? Keeping that really strict form. Right, so we're here. And this is about control. It's not about going super heavy. It's about controlling it and feeling your muscles burn, right? And then you got supinated, like this. You can even do a mixture of them both. So you can do hammer curl coming up. When you get to the top, twist it into a supinated, come down, come up supinated, rotate to a hammer, come down, right? So you can play with it, but make sure you're keeping a balance regardless of what you do. You can also alternate them. So this is gonna be a bit easier, which means you can typically go heavier. So when you're doing them at the same time, it's harder because it's not getting a break. So you're typically going a little bit lighter versus if you're doing alternating, like boom, boom, your muscles getting a little bit of a break. So you can typically go a little bit heavier, right? Even if you're here, boom, boom, boom. Since your arm is getting a break at some point, you can typically go a little bit heavier. These are 10s. I usually go up to about 35, 40. Start off light, get that blood flow, get that activation going crazy, and then work up heavier. But really, it's just about really just getting that focus on fucking squeezing the fuck out of your muscles, y'all. Like, at first, it may be a little bit hard because you don't have the muscle developed, but as you control the muscle, control the workout, and keep practicing, staying consistent, you will feel the ability to flex and squeeze the muscle, right? So we got the supinated curl, right? Palms facing up, boom, and then we got the hammer curl where fists are vertical, right? Then we've got them at the same time, and we've got alternating. Strict form always. Elbows tight. Don't be fucking rocking and shit. It's too heavy. If you gotta do all that, it's too heavy. Fucking focus, clean form. Look like a fucking statue. Go crazy, y'all. I'm gonna show you how to do dumbbell deadlifts, all right? So dumbbell deadlifts, you wanna make sure that you have the hip hinge down before you deadlift, right? So when you deadlift, you wanna make sure that you're pushing your hips back, you're hinging at the hips, not at the back, right? So you're not bending your back when you deadlift. You're literally keeping your back straight, your shoulders are back, you're holding the weight here, you're pushing your hips back, you're keeping your chest up, shoulders back, and you're coming down. Boom, and then you're squeezing your glutes at the top. Again, that you stay like a statue, you know what I'm saying? Strong, shoulders back, chest out, right? Push your hips back, coming down, boom, right? If you just want to practice your hip hinge, send your coach a video. If you're just going here, pushing your hips back, push, push, push your hips back, and then move down, down, down. All right? Boom. And then after you get that, you can start loading with weight. So you come here, hold the weight, chest still nice and out. And then you can even add in a row. Boom. All right, check out the hip hinge tutorial if you need more insight on how to do the hip hinge. Very important. You also want to make sure you have a strong core, because as you increase the weight, your core is going to want to give out. You're going to start to arch. So you want to make, you're going to start to curve. So you want to make sure you have a strong core so that you're able to keep that back straight, right? It's going to feel like you're arching like this, right? Shoot that thing up, pause, right? Boom, instead of here. All right, hope that helps. So when you want to hit your back, you want to row to grow, right? Anything that's pulling, anything that's rowing is going to hit your back, right? So when you get into your dumbbells, you want to do a bent over row. You want to make sure that your back is nice and straight. You're hinging here at the hips, right? Hinging here at the hips. You want to be almost 90 degrees, so you're not sitting up like this and rowing, but you're bent over and you're hinging at the hips. Look at my back, it's straight, right? It's gonna feel like you're arching, right? You're arching, chest up, nice and big. You're gonna come here, you're gonna row, boom, boom. You don't wanna be sitting upright. Take videos of yourself. This is how you're gonna get really good. Send videos to your coach, highly recommended, all right? So, boom, you're gonna be here, row, here, row, here. You don't wanna be up here, you don't wanna have a slouched back. Gonna be here, row. Give it 1 second squeeze at the top. Control, squeeze, control. Okay? So for squats with dumbbells, my favorite squat is going to be the goblet squat, where you're holding the weight like this into your palms. So you're gonna hold the weight here into your palms, and then you're gonna step a little further than shoulder width apart. Your toes are pointed slightly outward. You're gonna come down, sitting back into the chair, and then up, right? So I'm gonna show you from the side. Holding it here, back is straight, shoulders are back. You're dropping your butt up, right? You can even put a bench behind you if you want to start off with a bench. If you're a beginner, you just want to do box squats here, up, That's a good start, but you do want to eventually practice going full range of motion. I'll just sit here, right? I'll just sit here and stretch out, get a good deep stretch, and come up. You will need to mobilize your hips, your hamstrings, your glutes in order to get full range of motion. This is why yoga, your flexibility, your mobility is so important. You can also do dumbbell lunges, deadlifts. You can also do hack squats like this, where you're holding the weight like here, right? This is great for glutes. So whenever you go further than shoulder width apart for squats, wide stance squats are gonna be more glute dominant. Boom, more glute dominant. And then as you come closer than shoulder width apart, cannonball, it's gonna be more quad dominant, right? Boom, here. It's gonna be more quad dominant. Then as you go wide, whether you're holding it here, right? Whether you're holding it here, boom. That's gonna give you more glute dominance, all right? Boom. Make sure you're keeping your back nice and straight. You're not tilting here, not bending at your spine. You're here, boom, boom. When you get to the top, you're squeezing your glutes, down, squeeze, down, squeeze. All right, hope that makes sense, hope that helps. If you have any questions, let me know. No stagnation, fam. Stay tuned, a lot more to come. Let's go.